It's 6:40 on a Monday morning, and I'm just gonna have a coffee and get ready to go. Today I'll be going across Couchitching and Simcoe, so that's going to be quite challenging, or it can be quite challenging at times, but I think the weather and the wind today is in my favor. Alright, 7:20 in the morning. I'm a little bit late starting. I wanted to be on the water before 7 actually, but I wasn't. Beautiful morning. Still some mist coming off the water. It's going to make for a pleasant little voyage. I should be at Lake Couchitching in just a couple kilometers from here, so I don't know, 15 minutes, something like that, 20 minutes. The winds today will be from the northeast, so they'll push me down Lake Couchitching. They'll kind of start to hit me broadside on Simcoe, but it's not supposed to be too strong until about 1 o'clock this afternoon, which, yeah, I will be out on Simcoe at that time. I hope it won't affect me that much. At least I'm not going into a headwind. So it's a great start. This train bridge is hold up for a lot of yachts coming through because they only open it once an hour. It's on a schedule anyways. They'll post it up on this board up there when the next opening will be. But I ran into several yachts that they'd either hang back and wait on the other side of the bridge for that time period, or at the Couchitching lock there was a couple boats there and they were just waiting, you know, for the hour. I have no problem because I don't know, it's probably about 12 feet high. I've got lots of room. I found that all these old train bridges, even the ones that are not even used anymore, you can still smell the old creosote come off it. Look at that mechanism for turning. Interesting along, this is the dug section of the canal, and it's all deciduous trees lining both sides. I don't see any pine at all. Still very pretty along here, but just one of the little differences that I've noticed. Oh, I see a pine tree way up in the distance, but mostly just deciduous, maple. There's a pine, little pine. Picturesque. You see the 400 highway in front of me, but just the sun hitting the mist in the morning. This is why I just love traveling at this time in the morning. It's just so gorgeous out. Just beautiful. No boaters out except me. Of course, Monday morning everybody's back to work. I'm getting the guy wires and the rest of my boat in front of this picture, but hopefully you can get the idea of what I'm seeing. Just coming to the end of the canal stretch, entering Lake Couchitching. Again, this beautiful morning. So this will represent, when I go by the end past this red buoy, this will be like in 2018. This is where I turned and went over to the town dock over there and waited for Derek, and he came in with the trailer and pulled me out. I terminated my trip at this point. So after this buoy, I'll be going farther than I've done in the past. So and 2 days ahead of schedule. Actually, about 2.25 days ahead of schedule, because I stayed at Couchitching last night, whereas in 2018 I stayed at Swift Rapids, and so I still had quite a journey to get to here. But all's looking good. Get a good shot of Lake Couchitching, and no boats out there. That's gonna be nice. No boats yet. You can see the marker buoys for such a large lake, and they're all almost like in a narrow lane. That's because there's hazards to both sides. There's shallows, rocks just under the water. So you got to be very careful, especially at this end of the lake. I'm cruising along at 8.2 kilometers an hour, 800 watts basically. I'm producing just over 100 watts right at the moment, so not very much. So I'm using 700 watts out of the battery, a little bit more than I wanted to. I want to keep my budget at 600 watts out of the battery. So that will, of course, improve as the morning progresses. I'll be producing more and more power, but that's kind of the thoughts that I had for cruising on a nice day. I don't want to draw any more than 600 watts at any one time out of the battery, so it has time to recharge at the end of the day. But I need to get across Lake Simcoe, and I won't be there. It's another 20 kilometers from here. So I'm thinking, with luck, 3 hours across Lake Simcoe, another 2.5 hours across Couchitching, so 5.5 hours. And then I'll be into the locks, going through Gamebridge. And my plan is to go to Thorough, which is the next lock after Gamebridge, and spend the night at Thorough. So it's 8:18 in the morning, and just to show you the solar production, 124 watts on the one array, 130 watts on the second array. So 250 watts, and I'm drawing 800 watts, or using 800 watts for the motor. So that's, 550 watts out of the battery bank, and so that's within my limit of what I would like to draw from the battery at any one time. So 600 watt hours is what I shoot for, and you can see how I could play with the numbers. If it's not quite a nice day, I would have to go slower. Well, we made really good timing getting to Aurelia, just coming into the Narrows. One of the marinas up here, I'm not sure which one, but is a home port to a YouTuber I follow, quite a bit. I enjoy his videos called Boating with Boogaboo, and they travel up and down the Trent Severn in their yacht, Boogaboo, and give great insights to a lot of different stops along the way. Just a very well done channel. So yeah, if you want to get some more detail on Trent Severn Waterway, yeah, follow some of his videos. The other thing is, and I'm not sure exactly where, but it was on one of the points of the Narrows, where my great-great-grandfather had some sort of a stonemasonry shop here, right on the Narrows. His last name, I believe, was Davis. Well, my great-grandfather, Harry Boyer, he apprenticed with him here. And of course, met his daughter, and the rest is history. But I do have a family connection to this spot. Anyways, we should be at the overpass. Let's see, it's 9:43 right now, probably in about 10 minutes. Pass under there, and then we are heading into Lake Simcoe. And the conditions are looking excellent today. So I don't think there's going to be any problems. Looks like they're building a new marina here, or renovating one. A lot of noise. So out in Lake Simcoe, the conditions are much better than they were last week. I've got the wind to my stern, you know, kind of off a little bit to the port side, and it's fairly manageable for steering. I'm sure it's going to get a little bit rougher out there once I get out into the main channel. You will be heading past this island and just kind of veering a little bit to the left. But it's a big lake. Can't even see to the other side. Well, it's 12 noon, and made really good progress this morning coming across Couchitching and Lake Simcoe. I probably got about another hour to get to the canal entrance, but that point ahead of me is, I just go around that point, I'm in the canal, so probably about another hour. But the winds have been just light, and it's just been a pleasant day. So big difference from last week. Well, it's interesting, the wind shifted more directly more southeast in the last few minutes. It just made a switch, and I'm actually going into the wind right now. The waves are just a little light chop, not a problem, but I could see the canal entrance up ahead. It's about I don't know, 3 kilometers away, so I'll be there within the half hour. So, not a big deal. Alright, it's 12:45 and we are just entering the canal system, heading towards Gamebridge. So 5¼ hours since I left Couchitching. This has been an excellent schedule, especially compared to last week. But I'm glad to be off the big lake. Now I'll be dealing with the canals and weeds again. And I'm going to try and get to at least Kirkfield, maybe even Rosedale. That would be pretty ambitious for the day. If I did that, that would actually cut out one day out of the schedule. Let's see how far I get. Heading up to the Gamebridge Lock, and that east wind is just driving right toward me, so back into headwind. Oh no. And getting a little cloudy as well. Oh no. Well, we'll see how far we get today. But that wind has slowed me down a bit. Cambridge, heading for Thorough, and we're trying to catch these two boats ahead of us, lock all through together. So I'm in a little bit of rush. I'm pushing it at 9.3 kilometers an hour, drawing 1400 watts. We just made it through Thorough. We've got about 5 locks to go. There's a nice catamaran. Wow. Anyways, 5 locks to go, and we're just going to follow these people into the next lock. Just over 2.5 kilometers to Talbot, and then after that I think 1.6 kilometers to the next lock, and then about a 12-kilometer stretch to Kirkfield. Just finishing up on portage. Lock we just finished coming up in, and it's now 12 kilometers to Kirkfield. Won't be able to keep up with these guys. They'll get ahead of me, and yeah, they'll go through the lock separate than me because I just can't keep up. I'm on Canal Lake, headed for Kirkland. I want to try and get to the top of, or Kirkfield I should say, not Kirkland. Thinking of Costco. Kirkfield, top of the lift lock. Not sure if I'm going to make it in time or not. The wind is against me, and this is a bad lake for weeds. That's going to delay me. And I'm going into a headwind. And that's going to delay me. And I don't want to open up the throttle and that because I'm starting to draw down on the batteries because it's become quite cloudy this afternoon. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I get to Kirkfield. I think I will. Well, I've stopped for the night at the top side of Kirkfield Lift Lock. So I almost have the whole place to myself. There's a couple boaters on the downside, but looks like I'll have the upside to myself because it's 5:25 now and they close in 5 minutes. Well, I've stopped for the night at the top of the Kirkfield Lift Lock,
You can see the lift locks behind me. So I left at 7:30 this morning from Couchitching. Made great time. I had a light wind behind me going up Couchitching, and Lake Simcoe was great. Made good time. When I got into the locks or into the canal system at Gamebridge, I was now facing the east wind, and I've had that all afternoon. Plus it's been getting cloudy. I did really well today. This is 65 kilometers I've covered today, and I've gone through 6 locks. So it's pretty good, even though it's been just under a 10-hour day. Tomorrow I'm gonna push on Rosedale at least. That'll be a short day. Maybe Fenland Falls. Not quite sure, but it'd be too far to go to Bob Cajun. Anyways, good progress today. And oh yeah, my trackers app seems to stop tracking out in Lake Simcoe, so I must have fallen into that Lake Simcoe triangle or something, and then popped up on the canal. Anyways, that's it for now.